Hey everybody, this is Corey33 from Example of Play. Today I'm playing WARNO. This is the newest game in the war game series of strategy games where it's real-time strategy. You don't build bases, you buy units with points as the battle goes on. Each side gets a steady stream of points to call in units from these preset kind of decks of units that they've built. I'm just using one of the default sets today, the 2nd Panzer Grenadier Division. The green icons are all my allies. Just playing an AI battle here. Because the game just had a big update that changed some balance stuff, reworked how veterancy works. But they added this new map, Tension, which looks pretty cool. It's got looks like a large residential area over here, and half of it's been wiped out pretty much. The other half's a little more intact. And then on this side, got some farmland with roads cutting through to small locations and a couple ridge lines. But this game is a lot of fun. I've enjoyed this series for a long time because it has kind of fast, large-scale action that's sort of semi-realistic, or at least tries to be. And but you get to see tons of different units. This game is set in the Cold War, kind of like mid 80s, I think. So you've got a lot of cool, almost modern-ish units, but a lot of variety. So I'm playing as a German division. So we've got leopards down here. Let's see. And then depending on which division you play, it can make a lot of difference. So one of the AIs, the 82nd Airborne, so they have troops that can come in by helicopter and be deployed. Whenever you buy new units, they'll come in off your edge of the map. And so it takes time because these maps are huge. The scale is crazy. And this is a 4 versus 4 battle. You can play up to 10 versus 10. And in multiplayer, which gets just wild. Our goal is to take these objective points and hold them. And then we will get points as a team the longer we can hold those. I can call in more units as the battle goes on. There's all kinds of stuff up here. You can call in aircraft. But for right now, to get started, my objective is going to be to take this first point right here that's close to us, kind of lock it down, and then try to push up to take that point, because really the name of the game is you have to get the advantage in capturing those zones as quickly as possible so you start getting those points. There's way more zones over here, so if we can lock ours down here, or there's a lot of open ground in between here. If it doesn't look like I can take that one, I might send some forces to go help over here. But right now my focus will be on this side. In this game, scouting units are super important. So these guys with the little binocular icons, these are our scouts. You really need them to spot for your other units, because just you can't automatically always see enemy units. The scouts are really critical. Parking them somewhere in cover and letting them see enemy units lets you call in artillery, lets you know where the enemy is, because the scale is so big. You can't have a solid front line all the way across the map. You'll just never have enough units to do it, really. And so you need scouts spread out to see where the enemy is moving to so you can get there in time. And then our main attack force to get started is a platoon of Leopard tanks. One of them with the little star there, he's the commander. We need to get him into that zone to capture it. And then also have a helicopter, and I can call in this jet for air-to-air, and we have a couple anti-air Gepards in there that can take out enemy aircraft. So we can give initial orders before it starts. I'm going to have this scout move up over here. And then these guys, I'm going to have them run up and unload. Right here is probably good. And then this one, I'm going to have him park in the zone. And then we can also give, actually give some orders like seize, kind of smart orders. Just tell the AI, okay, we want to seize that zone. And they'll actually move up there and then take defensive positions. Not always the best move if you're a good advanced player, but just for our purposes today, this is the first time I'm playing this, going to show you kind of how that can work if you want to play this game Uh, this will be just kind of a demonstration battle, and I am not great at this game. Okay at it. It also has scenarios. It'll eventually have campaigns, but really the meat of the game is playing online. And the kind of cool thing is if you play in a big match like 10 versus 10, you know, you don't necessarily hurt your team by not being the best player as long as you can throw some units into the battle and do your part. But anyway, here we go. We'll get started. So these guys have a little S on them, just letting me know they're on sort of automated orders to move up here, and they're gonna use their AI to decide how to do that, but they're gonna move up and take this area. Bring that helicopter a little closer. Supply is also a thing in this, so all these units have fuel and ammo that's tracked, and it can run out over the course of these battles because they can go on for a while. Really, you want to keep units alive because everyone gets the same amount of points. When this little timer runs down, we get more points. Everyone's getting the same amount of points, so the more units you can keep in the fight longer, the better off you are. Alright, so we see
enemy at 3 o'clock high.
Enemy helicopter. We have anti-air.
Ready to engage.
And the game has great graphics, so you can zoom in, see the action. It's really cool. So aircraft can be very powerful, they can also be very vulnerable. Now our anti-air is shooting at their aircraft there. And then I can also call in my guy from off map. He can show up really fast and start firing missiles. Alright, scored a kill, so I'm gonna pull him out. Those aircraft are expensive. Alright, our tanks are getting in position. We'll have them move back out of sight a little bit.
Enemy at 3 o'clock high.
Those guys got spotted. Lost those scouts. They got spotted. I might have forgot to see. And now once they're gone, we can't see all these units that were over here. Alright, so now we got some points. I need to make sure I'm bringing guys in. We're going to bring in a couple fuel trucks just to have on standby. They can also repair, bring back fuel. Lost the tank there. I'm going to give them a hunt order, so they're just going to move up, look for targets. Gonna bring in scout team to kind of replace the one we lost. Bring in infantry.
Enemy at 3 o'clock high.
Hold this objective. Okay, thank you. So this game gets fast paced. Like I said, I'm not the best at it. You gotta be careful because it's basically there are counters to pretty much anything you try to do. If you're not careful, it's not gonna work out for you. Even against the AI. The scenarios can be really good learning experience because they usually restrict you to certain limited units, and you really have to keep them alive. Where in these big battles, if your force gets kind of wiped out, you're still in it.
Enemy at 3 o'clock high.
All right, I'm just calling a couple tanks over here, maybe on the flank. And you can make your own custom force. So there's all these different units. This is a preset group, but you can build your own battle group that's customized just the way you like, which makes it a little quicker for this kind of thing of going in and seeing what units you want to use. But it can never hurt to bring in tanks, bring in some infantry. There's all these different kinds of infantry that all have different, these are going to be our standard guys, but there's quite a few options. So we lost a few units here, but we stopped their push. We're going to hold here until we get some reinforcements, and then we're going to try to push up there.
Den hat sie erwischt.
Bring in another helicopter. Helicopters can be great in the right situation.
Enemy at 3 o'clock high.
And they can also get wiped out if you're not careful.
Feierabendbewegung. Wir können beides. Wir fahren los.
Bogies ahead. Ready to engage.
And like I was saying, so the distances are so great. You know, I called in those reinforcements, and they're still on their way in.
This is Red 2. Enemy
Even as
spotted.
they roll down the road, it's just going to take time for them to get here. We can go see our spot's quiet for the moment, so we can see the battle over here. You can see kind of the scale of the fighting in this 4 versus 4 game. Just imagine 10 versus 10.
Enemy at 3 o'clock high.
They also have Steel Division 2, which is a World War II version of this, basically. Plays a little differently, but pretty similar.
Löwe hört.
Alright, our infantry are here. Gonna have them unload and just kind of take up positions around the town here.
Betankt und aufmunitioniert.
Copy. Right up. Get in formation.
Alright,
Wo brauchen Sie unsere Feuerkraft?
we have this force over here. Got a couple tanks, some infantry, and a
Neue
scout.
Befehle.
Gonna have them kind of
Wo
creep up,
brauchen Sie uns, Kameraden?
check
Enemy
the
at 3
enemy
o'clock
flank over
high.
here. We got some helicopters threatening out here.
Wir stehen unter Beschuss!
We've got our anti-tank units up, or our anti-air right there. Chewing them up.
Vorhaben und Sammlung.
I'm gonna move up my munitions team right
Feind
here.
gesichtet.
I
Gefechtsbereitschaft
mean, just make
herstellen.
sure they have plenty of ammo, so they've used up about half their
Zu
ammo.
Ihrer Verfügung, Kommandant.
Oh, and I've got a lot of points to spend.
Flügel
Not
gestutzt.
paying attention over here. I'm gonna call in a commander tank to help take that objective if we do push through. A fancy anti-air unit. Some munitions for them. And
Gute Arbeit, Wegschütze.
platoon of infantry. There's kind of a gap here in the middle.
Feind gesichtet.
Right there.
Gefechtsbereitschaft herstellen.
They have a lot of cover they can work with, pushing up through there.
Kreuztreffer. Ziel zerstört. Waffen klar zum Gefecht. Wir rollen.
Brauchen Sie
So
einen
the scout
Augen-
is
und
not seeing
Ohrenkommandant?
anything over here. We can see there's some kind of enemy artillery firing from way back here.
Feind gesichtet.
Wir sind doch
keine
First-Line-Units.
Some artillery of my own. So artillery can be really powerful, but it's also a big expense bringing it in. They can have huge range, like some of them can shoot almost anywhere on the map. But you have to support them and keep them,
Wir haben
Ammo.
Feindkontakt.
and they're really expensive.
Ich kann die Kugeln an mir vorbeizischen hören. Wo brauchen Sie unsere Feuerkraft? Marschgeschwindigkeit erreicht.
Right, we're gonna have those guys move fast, so they'll use the road and try to shoot up here. Maybe we'll outflank them.
Gute Arbeit,
Take
Wegschütze.
out. We can take out that anti-air gun.
Enemy
If
at
we can
3
take out that
o'clock high.
artillery, that'd be awesome. And we're continuing to hold here.
Red leader to Sunray. Standing by.
Feind vernichtet. Löwe hört.
These guys got here quick, so
Abgesessene
we're
Kampfweise.
gonna unload, and I'm gonna have them just kind of move
Bei auftretendem
punched
Feind.
over there.
MG-Feuer. STU FFZ. Halbgruppe übernehmen.
Scheiße, war das knapp. Wir sind bereit, die Kampfweise zu wechseln. Wir haben Feindkontakt.
Abgesessene Kampfweise.
So brought in this strong anti-air rocket unit. Immediately got busy shooting.
Der hat jetzt Licht und Wärme im Cockpit.
Führungsfahrzeug bereit.
Artillery is almost in
Feind im
position
Vorfeld,
here.
Bereitsprache. Kampfhubschrauber erwarten Befehle. Wir wurden aufgeklärt.
Our guys over here haven't
Wir
been
fahren los.
spotted yet, it seems.
Brauchen Sie ein paar Augen und Ohren, Kommandant? Beware, commies nearby.
Gonna have them move down this road a little bit more.
ist unterwegs.
Gonna try to find that artillery unit, take it out. That would be nice.
Wir haben Feindkontakt. Bleibt in Deckung!
Alright, nice. There it is.
Ihr Alpha, kampfbereit.
Gonna have our tanks target it as soon as they get in position. Now, of course, we're playing against the AI here. A human player probably would have noticed our
Wir haben
flanking move.
Feindkontakt.
The AI has not.
Feuerbereit.
Alright, I've got these two artillery units.
So schnell wie möglich.
So we can actually set them to just fire at will, do defensive fire in a certain area, or do counter battery fire. We're gonna set them to fire at will, just let them get
Bravo
busy
1,
shooting
hier Bravo.
as soon as they're ready. They can also fire smoke to cover our advance. I'm gonna get a aircraft that can support us on the ground.
Ja, noch ein Treffer. Das ist aus. Ich hab ihn. Wen sollen wir mitnehmen? An dieser Koordinate absitzen. Feind im Vorfeld, bereit
Alright,
machen.
our tank has got in there. We've had some enemy tanks. Taking some fire, but that's alright.
Wirkung im Ziel.
Alright. Now we've got them on the run. We're intercepting some of the reinforcements there.
Scheiße, war das knapp.
Ein
So,
guter Aufklärer ist einer, den man nicht sieht.
I'm gonna get aggressive.
Sammeln.
Move up.
Hauptmann.
Warning.
Angriffsformation. Sammeln. Red 1, ready.
Volltreffer, Ziel
Send our
zerstört.
air-to-air
Bravo
to
1,
help
hier
over here.
Bravo. Feind gesichtet. Gute Arbeit, Wegschütze.
Verdammt! Fahrer, rückwärts, Marsch!
Gute Arbeit, Wegschütze. Bravo 1, hier Bravo. Feind gesichtet. Wir wurden getroffen. Immer ist ausgefallen.
Bereit für Mission Ground Control. Wir schaffen es nicht. Infanterie bereit. Volltreffer. Feind gesichtet.
Alright, so our deep flanking force, they're taking some hits, but we did get them in
Fünfte
there.
Kompanie bereit.
Did some damage. Kind of disrupted their flow so that we can push up here on the front.
Scheiße, hab Geräusche im
Did
Triebwerk.
some air to ground.
Volltreffer, Ziel zerstört.
Bring
Feind im
in a
Zielgebiet zerstört.
helicopter.
Taktische Feuerunterstützung bereit. Zu viele Schäden. Dreh ab. Den hat sie erwischt. Wo wir sind, wird gestorben.
Try to have these infantry, if they can get into this forest right here,
Achtet auf die Abstände, Männer.
they could cut off that road. Infantry in the open are vulnerable, but if they can get in position into buildings or into forest, they can be, especially at close range, they can do a lot of damage.
Bleibt in Deckung! Volltreffer! Nein, 4. Warte auf Einsatzbefehl. Köpfe runter! Feindbeschuss!
Feindtreffer! Ziel zerstört!
Bring in some more tanks, why not?
Wir sind bereit, die Kampfweise zu wechseln.
Got my infantry here.
Gute Arbeit,
Did manage to push
Schütze.
up there. Now, if we can take this, we still have to continue holding it, but it's easier to defend than attack.
So, aufgeklärt. Ja, weiter. Get in formation.
And then, like these infantry, probably shouldn't have even brought them up. Infantry usually arrive on the field in trucks or some other vehicle. Usually the trucks will retreat off the field once they unload the infantry, but they can also have armored fighting vehicles that they can reload into.
Der ist hinüber.
Nice. Alright, so good.
Befehl, Kommandant.
We got our Jaegers into these woods
Wir schaffen es nicht.
where they're not invincible, but they can do some damage, hitting enemies if they come rolling down that road,
Ah, es hat mich erwischt.
but
Verdammt,
not if they
es
get
hat mich
wiped out.
erwischt.
We'll try to help them.
Hier Bravo. Feind gesichtet.
We're doing good. So it's showing us if things stay the way they are now, we'll win in about 5 minutes. There's the A-10, love to see it. Coming in and supporting my
Gib mir
boys.
Morphium. Gib mir Morphium.
Now those poor guys are kind of
Wir brauchen
sacrificing them.
Artillerieunterstützung,
They're
verdammt.
drawing a lot of fire and distracting the enemy,
Neue Befehle?
giving us time to reinforce
Hier
our
Löwe.
position.
Führen Straßenmarsch durch. Radio-Check. Höre Sie klar und deutlich. Wir sind Flugabwehr, verdammt. Wo ist unsere Sicherung?
We'll bring in some trucks to
Wo brauchen wir uns,
reinforce.
Kamerad? Jederzeit gefechtsbereit.
Set up our position here a little more carefully.
Ah, es hat mich erwischt, verdammt. Es hat mich erwischt.
Wir machen uns auf den Weg. Führen Sie uns, folgen Sie uns oder gehen Sie aus dem Weg.
Alright, halfway to victory.
Der
A
ist
ton of
hinüber.
points. I need to spend my points.
Wir
So
schaffen es nicht.
we'll bring in some big
Sunny!
artillery,
Feind im Vorfeld, bereit machen.
and we'll bring in some big logistics to help with that.
Zu Befehl, Kommandant. Ah, es hat mich erwischt, verdammt, es hat mich erwischt.
And we need to bring in some scouts just to reinforce
Feind
what we've
vernichtet.
got. Scouts just as important on defense as on offense, because it makes it way easier for your other units to see the enemy coming. Command vehicles, so you need them to capture these zones, but also they have this circle around them that they make those units around them better.
Abgesessene Kampfweise.
Basically makes
Wir
them
sind bereit, die
one
Kampfweise
notch
zu
better
wechseln.
in veterancy. So those command units are, you only have a few of them, and they're really expensive, but they're very effective, and they are important for boosting all the units around them.
Awaiting instructions.
Let's see. Alright, so that one's flying seed, so that's trying to take out our anti-air, so I'll send in my air-to-air to take care of him. Very nice. Winning the air battle is important, because if you can take out the enemy air defenses and
One
aircraft,
more kill.
then your aircraft can just go to town, especially helicopters can just tear up ground units.
I'm hit badly.
And then if you bring in your supply vehicles, they can repair your tanks and other units and top them off on fuel and ammo. And if you can keep them in the fight longer, your force gets stronger while the enemy force gets weaker. Alright, so we're doing pretty good over here. We can call in, we'll call in a whole bunch of infantry to help out on this side of the battlefield. These tanks, I'm gonna push them up.
Wir wurden getroffen. Jeder ist ausgefallen.
Achtung, Feind im Nahbereich.
Where's that big artillery I brought in? Nice. So rocket trucks Let's give them a target. So the rocket truck's very
Bereit für
powerful, but
Feuermission.
slow firing, slow reloading, and then once they've fired, the enemy's going to know where they are.
Wir haben
But
Feindkontakt.
we can have them fire. Let's have them fire at this little position here. So we see them, they're gonna get ready.
Feind im Vorfeld.
Takes a little
Bereitmachen.
time to aim. And we are dominating now, so hopefully they can fire before we win.
Gute Arbeit, Wegschütze. Rückwärts, rückwärts,
There they go.
rückwärts.
The rocket artillery is always fun just because you can see it flying all the way across the
Wir haben
map.
Feindkontakt.
Doing some serious damage over here.
Aufgerüttelt und bereit für den Kampf.
Our tanks out there
Sanitäter!
didn't fare very well.
Volltreffer. Ziel zerstört.
These infantry, yeah. So we're pummeling them right there, but they are still too strong to push. But doesn't matter, we won. So that was a pretty easy battle against the AI, but still fun to get out there and try a new map. I hadn't played as the German unit before that one, so that was pretty good. And then I love after the game, you can see points, but you can go through here and see like individual units, how well they did. So like this one tank took out all these guys. My aircraft did good, took out a few. And this tank, man, all-star right there, took out a ton of enemy units. So really in this game, you can bring in a lot of units, a lot of tanks, dozens of infantry units, but a lot of times you'll have a few. The ones that were best positioned will just clean house, and the ones that are poorly positioned, like me, sending them across an open field with no scout units against the enemy force, tend to get wiped out. So it's really all about positioning, putting the right unit in the right place at the right time can make them extremely effective versus just getting them killed before they do anything. And then the game gives like this whole breakdown of exactly every single unit lost through the whole match. Alright, so that was a quick game there, but that was WARNO with this new update that just came out. I'll definitely do some more videos of this one because it's a fun game. And eventually they'll have the campaign where it has sort of a strategic layer and then individual battles, and that's what all the other previous games have. That's kind of a dynamic, replayable thing where you have some kind of larger objective. And then there's also individual scenarios, which I've played a few of those that are kind of fun little challenges that give you very specific scripted objectives versus most of the matches that are just kind of big skirmishes. Alright, so thanks for watching. Check back later for more videos. If you're new to this channel, we'll do a lot of strategy games, but kind of a variety of things. And kind of half and half between videos of showing you like how to get started with the game and just gameplay videos. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to. See you next time.